On. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends. I'm your host, Ray Shasho. After a near decade-long recording process, Swedish progressive rockers Moon Safari are set to make a comeback this winter with their fifth studio album, Himlabacken, Volume 2. The album will be released on December 6th through Marquee Inc. in Japan and worldwide. It took us 10 years for a million different reasons, but we're not dead yet. We return with what we know is a worthy comeback album filled with our own special brand of symphonic rock, cultivated over 20 years as an antidote to the long, dark winters of northern Sweden. With those trademark vocal group inspired harmonies, uplifting melodies, and soulful romantic lyrics that our fans have come to expect. With the addition of ex-Black Bonzo drummer Mikael Israelsson to the band, we're totally revamped and boosted. The low end of our sound tightened it up, and that attitude shift is felt through our entire arrangements. Tying it all together is the mix by the great Rich Mauser. He's been the go-to guy for the big boys in the genre for many years, and now we understand why. The mix is clear and punchy, booming, and never flat. It just sounds expensive, and we couldn't be happier. You'll get almost 70 minutes of the heady brew spread over 9 tracks with 0 fillers, and of course, there's the obligatory epic. The whole thing is a banger, and we're immensely proud of it. Please welcome Pontus AKESSON and Simon AKESSON of Swedish symphonic prog rockers Moon Safari to Interviewing the Legends. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Well, actually, Simon couldn't make it. So
okay.
It's Petter. Yeah.
Petter SANDSTROM here.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have mentioned that.
I didn't know that. Well, anyway,
No.
It's good to have you both here. 10 years since your last album. And this is kind of funny in a way. Because you had 4 kids, now the number is 16.
Yeah.
No wonder it took you 10 years.
Yeah, it's insane.
And you mentioned that you've been watching the kids laugh, play, marvel, simple things of life. So you've been enjoying life. I've got 5 grandkids, so I understand, all that. It's a joy, a real joy. How did this come together? When did you start putting the songs together, and when did it finally get complete?
I mean, we basically started after Volume 1. We toured it, and then we decided, okay, now we've done this album for the masses now, and it's time to move on. And we talked about just meeting up and checking out the ideas. We knew some basics for some songs were already in the pipeline, and we decided, just like we used to, just go ahead and try to come up with some songs, and that I mean, it didn't take us that long to have material and everything. And the recording, I think the drums were recorded in 2019, the drums and the bass.
Yeah.
But then the pandemic hit, so
Right.
the post-production for this album has been particularly grueling, I'll say.
Yeah.
The sound quality is great. Your engineer and producer, who are they, by the way?
The engineers.
It's self-engineered. I mean,
It's self-engineered. Wow.
Yeah, Michael's been engineering his drums, and I mean, Yeah, Pontus does his guitar.
Yeah, we all have some parts in the engineering, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael have done a really good, really great job on that. The final touches and stuff, and to somehow produce that a bit more harder sound and a bit more punchier sound. But we all are a part of the engineering, and yeah, and of course Rich Mauser did a great job on the mixing.
You guys you're very interesting band because the harmonies are incredible, man. You guys blew me away with those harmonies, and I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, that's mostly it's mostly Simon, of course. That is the vocal guy. But we are also three brothers in the band. That's we've grown up with the vocal harmony stuff, the music, and our parents have been singing for. They had a vocal group in the 70s, and yeah, we're kind of grown up with that kind of stuff. And yeah, the other guys also have grown up to, like, I don't know, Peter, but much Yes and Genesis stuff. And they also have a lot of vocals.
But I didn't discover Yes and Genesis until I was 17, 18 or something like that. But I mean, grew up with the Beatles.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Beatles is the main
influence.
Yeah.
Now you're going to tell me that your parents were ABBA.
yeah.
No wonder.
My dad Björn has a
nice exactly.
And an apartment in Paris, and yes.
Yeah. No, but it's actually Simon that make the vocal arrangements.
Right.
Mostly. Especially when it comes to the like 5, 6, 7, 8 part harmonies. So he's a kind of genius in that way.
I'm going to talk about some of the tracks on the album. You know, right away you got 198X. It's a very uplifting track. Sounds a lot like Yes. There's some Queen in there. And there's a little Starcastle. I don't know if you remember a band called Starcastle. They're kind of a Yes knockoff back in the day, back in the 70s. But they had that kind of same sound as well. The guitar work is incredible throughout the album as well.
Oh, thanks.
But I love the positive. To me, it was positive. You know, very uplifting kind of melody. Great tune. What is Heaven Hill? Is that I see Heaven Hill a lot.
That is Himlabacken.
Okay, okay. Is that an interpretation or?
Yes, that's a translation. So it's
translation. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where did Heaven Hill come from? Is that just something you guys created? You know, that's a good way to describe the album.
It was a hill next to the church where we grew up, and we used to go. You know, like Bob's playing.
Yeah, go downhill with
mattresses and stuff like that, or you know, mini skis and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was quite popular, and I mean, the name is Heaven Hill. It's kind of grand, but today when you go back and you see this hill, it's quite overgrown, and it's not that steep. You know, it's like, that couldn't have been that fast. You know, it's like, you know, you see your path through rose-colored glasses, and
right. When you were a kid, it was a big hill.
Yeah, it was a big hill. It was a really big hill.
Yeah.
It's funny because, you know, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and right across the street, we had exactly the same thing. We had a hill like that. And, you know, in the snow, we used to go down with sleds. We skateboarded down that hill, and it seemed like the biggest hill ever. But I went back there many years later, and it was Nothing.
Yeah. But it's like, you know, you watch your first scary movie when you're 6 or something. It's like, and you watch that again now, and it's like, it's not scary.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, you know, revisiting something.
Yeah. The only movie that still scares me is The Exorcist.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
You know. Next track on it is Between the Devil and Me, and that's actually a single, and it's out on a video. That's very 70s sound on that one. And again, a great guitar work on that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
What's
we're very pleased with that.
Talk about that track a little bit.
Yeah, lyric wise, it's about it's kind of true story, I guess. It's the song is about Simon.
Mm-hmm.
He have had his ups and downs, and I think Johan wrote the lyrics. Was it? Yeah. And it's like the lyrics. Simon has his ups and downs, and it's kind of about that.
Trials and tribulations of life.
Yeah. And then the music it's been an idea Simon had for a long time, and I think the first title was called Vampire, and it was a lot more mystic and a bit weird and extremely progressive it was, and but one day he was just like, you know, fuck it, let's just rewrite this, and I think that's where we came up with this on piano, this kind of 80s, and he already had the big themes,
right?
And so when he created that piano riff, I think, you know, the whole song just came together quite fast. Yeah.
You know what I'm amazed at? You know, you guys, your English is great, but you still have the accent. But when you record, there's no accent. You sound as American as can be. You know, I'm always amazed by that. You know.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of music, and we sing more than we talk in English, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Bless you.
Oh, thanks.
That's because your parents are ABBA. That's why you're singing all the time.
But there's an accent though with the ABBA.
Yeah.
When they're singing.
Huh. I don't hear an accent from you guys. It's amazing. It really is. Here's the big hit on the album. I was a top 40 disc jockey back in the late 70s, and I always can pick a hit. Now, first of all, the title of this song is incredible. A Lifetime to Learn How to Love. I mean, that's incredible. I've never heard a title like that before. This is a beautiful, epic track. Now, this should be a hit. It's very cinematic. Great song for a movie. You got some guitar work that kind of sounds a little bit like Queen, you know? And this song would be incredible live.
Yeah, we hope to take it on stage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, this album would be perfect on stage. Really would.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote the music for that one, and Petter wrote the lyrics. Yeah.
Beautiful song, man. I love it.
Yeah, great cooperation.
Love that track.
It's kind of Pontus' follow-up to My Little Man, but this song is for his girl. And when we started, she was 1 or 2, and now she's 18.
Now she's 8.
Yeah.
So,
Pontus had I think like the first 5 minutes or something, and it was great production, and he asked me to write to write the lyrics for it.
Right.
And I think it went quite fast.
Yeah.
And I mean, since you sent me the music, I did a kind of a like a guide vocal for and you know, here's a vocal melody if you want to use it, and stuff like that fits the words, but it's kind of like it's just like a father daughter, you know, growing up, and I'll always be here for you. And
I can tell you guys are very close to your children.
Yeah,
it's a great thing. Just wait till you have grandkids.
yeah.
You're really going to be close. You'll be babysitting a lot too.
Yeah. But it's I mean, it's a grand track, and
it is,
as you said, it's the halfway point it becomes really cinematic, and Pontus has a fantastic solo on that, I think. And
excellent track, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah. Beyond the Blue is sort of holy and angelic. I mean, wow. I mean, this really shows the talents, the harmonization, you know, the great voice you guys have on this track.
Yeah.
Very different as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's like a hymn or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was Johan who came up with that one. It tends to come up with these short a cappella songs.
Yeah.
Like Beyond the Blue, Kids, and Constant Bloom.
Yeah. It actually was an a cappella song.
Yeah,
originally. Yeah. But we thought that we could make it more like atmospheric, and so it ended up like this. We're quite very pleased with that.
Yeah, I mean, very different tune than some of the other tracks on the album. Did you guys like the Bee Gees?
Love the Bee Gees. I mean, Barry Gibb is one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
And the way they harmonized was amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to Bee Gees today.
Really?
Like, yeah. Nobody gets too much heaven.
Wow, that's a good impression. That was really good. Wow, you guys could be the new Bee Gees, man. That's excellent.
The Bee Gees, yeah.
They're a great band. They're the only band that came out in the 60s and just blew everybody away during the disco area, you know? They fit right in, you know?
And it's like I've been thinking about Barry has a particular way he writes songs, you know. It's like when the song starts, he stays in the same key for a lot of bars.
Right.
And then there's a chord change that always takes you by surprise. It's like, where's he going? Oh, they're over here now. It's like,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and it's like a trick he uses for many of his songs. Just blows me away.
Really sad though what happened to his brothers. You know?
Oh yes, I saw an interview on YouTube a couple of years ago, and it's like, I'm the only one left.
I know.
And it's so heartbreaking that it's like every time I lost a brother, they were at the worst part in their relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very sad.
Yeah. Devastating, yeah.
They're very close, you know, for a long time. I mean,
yeah.
Here's another big track on the album. And I got to know who's the one who came up with this title, Teen Angel Meets the Apocalypse. I mean, this song, it's a long track. It's like 21 minutes, you know, long. But to me, it's a concept album within a single track.
Yeah.
You know, it's an awesome piece of music. later on, about 14 minutes into the track, kind of sounds like the Beatles. And then it ends with the London bridges falling down. It's very creative. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a journey. And that was a song, I think. I came up with the main theme, and I actually sang that one for Pontus backstage at Das Rind in Germany when we were touring Himlabacken Volume 1. I was like, I got this idea, and we were drinking beers, and this must be 2014, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like I got this idea, but I was afraid that the theme was somehow lifted from one of the melodies from Return of the Jedi, but it's like I know that movie inside and out. But it's like it almost sounds like something from Return of the Jedi, and the lyrics I rewrote the lyrics a couple of times actually, and so now it's like a love letter to my daughter, and if like if she would ever wanted to go what do you say, go for a career in the music industry or whatnot, and it's like the rock and roll history is this almost all these breadcrumbs throughout this song,
right?
And and then it's I based it on a famous poem. I don't want to give it away because I think the fans will have a field day with all those little but the London Bridge part, that's from the same poem. So, but I don't want to spoil anything for people want to go, what's this all about? And the title is actually from an article back in the day when Springsteen released Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Right.
There was an article, I think it was a review or something for that one. It's like going from Born to Run to Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Right.
They were like, so Springsteen's Teen Angel meets the Apocalypse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's where the title's from.
Yeah. What a track, man. It's got everything in there. I mean, it's like I said, it's a concept album within a song. It's a rock opera within a single track. It's got everything in there. It's great.
Yeah.
One of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
This next song, Forever for You, I got very sentimental. I don't know why, but when this song was playing and I was checking it out, I was looking at old photos of the family. And the music just went along perfect with what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was like I was looking at the life of all my children and the grandkids and everything, and the music just went along with it. It was like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It was.
That song actually was supposed to be on the volume 1, I guess, but we weren't quite really satisfied with it, and it has changed a lot of times, but finally we could make it a perfect version of it.
Yeah, these kind of songs always seem to be the hardest for us to write and record. I think we struggled a lot with Cross the Rubicon as well, the structure and and I mean, like as Pontus said, this was supposed to be on volume 1, but that was a whole different version, and Teen Angel, we wrote that one in 3 days.
Really? That's incredible.
And so I don't know, for you maybe it took 30 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So this.
Yeah.
but yeah, I really love that track, and it's kind of a nostalgic, sentimental.
Very sentimental.
Looking back, to old friends, and
yep.
I mean, me and Pontus, Johan, and Simon, Sebastian, we grew up in the same place, and we went to school, with the friends for 9 years, and the friends we had in school is still are. A lot of them are still our best friends today, and
that's rare.
So
that's rare.
So it's kind of this one's for them, it's for our friends and family, and we had a great upbringing in this small place where we're from, and really tight. Yeah,
it shows. It does show.
Yeah,
and you say there's three brothers in the band, right?
Mountain Village. Yeah, Mountain Village. We sing about that. That's the village we all are from.
Man, I bet Christmas is wonderful there. It must feel like a real Christmas town, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Like Whoville. Yeah.
Like Whoville, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys ski?
I've been revisiting my skiing skills.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of slopes near Skellefteå.
Yeah.
And one is basically in the center of the town.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the White Mountain one.
Yeah.
Yeah. White Mountain.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't ski that much now, but I did a lot when I was younger.
Right.
It's just the time, I guess. Time is the problem, but I love to do it.
Yeah. You get a little bit more careful as you get older too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've fallen down a lot. I've broken a lot of bones over the years. Yeah. Many surgeries on my arm and my wrists and legs. A lot of things. I did a lot of sports growing up also. Well, you ended the album with Epilogue, and that beautiful ending with the vocalization and harmony. Great ending to a great album.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's also our first song released in Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sounds great.
That is supposed to sound like as we mentioned, we are from the same village, and we've all graduated from school in the same church, and this is supposed to feel like that summer break when you like singing and walking out to the summer break.
Yeah.
I think Americans like it when you sing in your own native language and, present a song that way.
Yeah, it's exotic, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's for us, it's like being there.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money to go to Sweden, but I got the song,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Sweden. The album, I gave it 5 stars, man.
Oh, thank you.
There's so much talent on this album. And
5 out of 15?
No, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I interviewed Ian Anderson, from Jethro Tull. He said the same thing.
Yeah, he did.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I told Ian that I really meant it. He was my hero growing up, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull, and he said, I bet you say that to all the girls.
But was that the Rök Flute album?
Yep, right.
Yeah. I haven't heard that one yet. I need to check it out.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I need to check it out. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, he released 2 albums almost back to back. So his music is sounding better now. It sounded really good. His voice sounds good. There's a point there where he was, you could tell his voice was kind of straining, but he's got it back together again. So, yeah, he's doing pretty good. So tell me about touring. What's going to happen?
Yes, obviously we need to take this album on the road, but
right.
The only thing we've booked so far is a festival in Norway in Norway in
Asker?
May. In Oslo, Norway? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asker. Yeah.
Asker. Yeah. But that's next year in May.
Yeah.
Yep.
With our friends Beardfish and
Yep.
Yeah, it's only Swedish bands, right? I guess.
I don't know.
I
know Beardfish and Act are playing.
Yeah. I think there was some more Swedish also, but
we've never played with Act, but we love them, and Beardfish we've played with a couple of times,
right?
And those guys are great, and
yeah,
it's always fun time with Beardfish.
I've had a lot of Swedish prog rockers on the show. I've had Antidote, which I love those guys. Those guys are great. I've had the Flower Kings. Yeah. I've had Jonas Lindberg on the show. Saga, Rowan Stolt from the Flower Kings, who's got the new band. Well, it's been around, Cian, which is a good band.
Yeah,
and of course Nad Sylvan, who works with Steve Hackett.
Yeah.
So you guys are. I mean, as far as music, Swedish is a powerhouse. It's a great country for prog rock.
Yeah.
You guys are doing more than America, and Norway is good and Germany's good. They're all great places for prog rock.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Sweden is particularly great. It's a really small genre in Sweden, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not that big in Sweden, but many people say that. What is it about Sweden that? How can you have so many prog bands? And
you got a lot of prog bands.
Yeah.
And also Norway, there's a band in Norway called Mir. You know Mir by any chance? MEER. They're an up and coming.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about them. Yes.
They got the violins and the two girls with the violins. Very, very, very good band. Very. You guys are just so talented. Prog bands are so talented. That's what I like about prog. Very intricate, very interesting lyrics about life, just like your album.
Yeah,
it's not about baby and that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
No, but it's just like it's if you play music and you want to write music, then if you practice your guitar, then I guess you're progressive.
Mm-hmm.
You're
you want to challenge yourself in some way, maybe.
Yeah, but it's like you make progress on the guitar, so it's it's a new songwriting. But the thing is, I think progressive rock for us it's the freedom, to do whatever we want, and I think there's always a danger to create your own sound.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a risk of just repeating yourself, and then it's I mean, like there's maybe like two bands that were completely free, and the Beatles and Queen,
right?
They could like do these hard rock numbers and crazy little thing called Love, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Radio Gaga, and I Want to Break Free. And it's like there's pop songs and it's like disco tracks and hard rock numbers and big operatic stuff and silly pop stuff. But I think that freedom is something we strive for. I think
you cherish that.
It's like
no frames. Yeah.
And I think the most important part for us is melodies.
That's it. That's your identification. That's your thing.
It's like well, there's a good melody, and it doesn't really matter if it's 6/4 or I don't know, 11/8 or 4/4, and if it's long, short, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think if it has a good melody, then immediately it grabs our attention. It's like,
it does.
Oh, what does Pontus has here?
And we just write. We try to write as beautiful music as possible, and we with no frames, and then we like ended up in the prog rock genre in that folder. So some of my friends, for example, they think we are too weird and too complicated, and and many of the prog fans think that we might be a little too easy listening and too
poppy.
Great. So we're in between the shares.
I think that's a good thing, because some prog bands they're not going to make it, because it's hard to make it as a prog band nowadays. It really is. I mean, they get real popular, not like the old days, like ELP and Camel, Gentle Giant, all those guys. But you had a better shot back in the day. But I think what your best shot is the harmonization and what you're doing, because that appeals to a lot of people.
And it really does. It's what separates us.
Exactly.
From most of the bands.
It does separate you.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting that you did back in 2012? The Gettysburg Address live album. That was very clever to go to Gettysburg and do a live album there.
It was our second Rossfest or third.
Our second Rossfest.
Yeah.
Rites of Spring Festival that was in the Gettysburg area.
Yeah, at Majestic. Yeah.
What was the crowd like? What was they?
Great venue, great crowd, and it was lovely. It was second time, so we felt like coming home. And
And you did one in Mexico too, 2 years later, live in Mexico.
Yeah, Mike's first gig.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's introduce Mike Israelsson on drums. By the way, we're recording this one.
Yeah, and Michael didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know it, huh?
No,
but you should have said something. What?
That would have been nice.
But he definitely nailed it. He's a fantastic drummer.
Yeah.
But that shows you that the U.S. likes you guys. They want to hear your music. So, and that's tough to do in Prague. So, you got to come back to America and do a tour. It's working for a lot of bands now. Like Haken just did a tour. They did a nice American tour. Ross Jennings. It was a very successful tour.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see the prog bands
come back and
we will end up in the US soon.
It's expensive though, isn't it? Is it expensive to do that?
It's hard with the visas and stuff like that. It's always
and that's perfect when we play on like Cruise to the Edge, when you play on international water. You don't have to do the complicated things with all the visa and working visas. But we've talked about doing some tour on the east side or the west side,
right?
But nothing is decided yet. But
well, if you're looking for a venue in my territory, I cover Tampa Bay, Orlando. I know a lot of the promoters in this area. So
would love to do that. And you have the weather also.
Exactly. Perfect all the time. Oh, you don't have to worry.
We only play where it's sunny.
Yeah.
And warm.
I'd love to see not Rozfest or that kind of thing, because that's only one gig. But I'd like to see a tour of all the like 5 prog bands together tour the United States.
Yeah.
Like Big Train, you guys, Anecdote, Neil Morris, all the guys that are,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That would be wonderful. Somebody needs to put that together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need a good promoter.
Yeah.
I'd like to do
it. It's
yeah.
Yeah. It's like a festival on tour, on wheels.
On tour, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All prog artists, because we love prog. We always love prog here. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who are some of the guys that, let me ask you this first. What was your first concert that you ever went to?
As an audience.
Yeah, it's an audience. Right.
Has to be some of my dad's choir concerts.
Really?
Yeah. Like the chamber choir in our town. Has to be something like that. Band, our first band concert. I don't really know.
Rock concert wise?
Yeah, I know. I think it was Orup, a Swedish artist.
Right.
He played in Skellefteå. I think it's 89 at Folkparken in Skellefteå, and it was a great show. And he had a guitar coming down, from the roof, and he's playing, and he's one of the
he's really great.
Swedish, famous Swedish artist.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen Opeth?
No,
I haven't.
They're Swedish as well, right?
Yeah,
Opeth. Yeah, they're big. They were big.
Really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about some of the legends? Have you seen Yes or Tall or anybody like it?
Yeah, Yes, we've seen a lot of times.
Really?
And
we played with them on on
the cruise,
but also Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, we opened.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. It must have been a great experience.
Yeah, it was the biggest.
What year was that?
The biggest thing, yeah.
What year was that? Do you remember? Who was in the band? Was Chris there or no?
No, Chris
has just
Chris had
passed away. Yeah, it was 16, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
So those Billy Sherwood was there? Yeah. Alan was there. Alan White.
Alan White, yeah. Steve Howe, of course, and
Jeff
Davis and Jeff Downs.
Downs,
and then Trevor Horn did a.
Yep.
Yeah, he was guessing on a couple of tracks, I think.
Yeah, and it was John Davison, right?
Yeah, John Davison, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I had a discussion with Chris Squire when they kind of kicked John Anderson out of the band. I told Chris I was not happy about that. I'm a big Yes fan from way back, so leave my John Anderson alone, man. I've had John on the show a couple of times. He's such a really nice guy. Very, very nice guy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Here's your final question. And it's very interesting because I ask everybody this question. I get some really interesting answers. If you had a Field of Dreams wish, like the movie, to perform with or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
This is the case of, do you want to meet your heroes or not?
Right.
Yeah. But John Lennon, of course.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, the Beatles. But the whole Beatles.
The whole Beatles.
The whole Beatles.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I mean, like, of course, John and and Paul, but I mean, it would be.
I have a special heart for George.
Yeah, guitar player unite.
Yeah. We're both shy.
Yeah, I mean, we're the quiet one.
The quiet one, right?
Yeah, but I mean, John and Paul, of course, but songwriters, they're still alive and that I greatly admire. That's Barry Gibb, as we said. Would be wonderful to spend a day with him and talk music, or maybe ask them play something. And Graham Goldman,
right?
Another
great songwriter.
One.
Yeah,
great songwriter. And Jimmy Webb, you know, there's many.
You know, I think you should contact Barry. I mean, you can harmonize with Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got his information. I can send it to you.
Yeah, it would be great.
Yeah.
You should do an a cappella track though.
Yeah.
Too much heaven or stuff or something like that.
Invite him on the next album. I bet he'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would really boost sales of the album, you know, because he hasn't done anything for a while. You know?
Yeah, he did, you know, he revisited his songs with a lot of guest musicians. Was a really good album.
Yeah. Yeah,
but, we could use him to boost our sales.
Well, I've got some contact information somewhere because I was friends with a guy named Joe Lala. He was a Congo player, and he was on the Saturday Night Fever album. He did a lot of worked on a lot of the tracks, and he actually toured with the Bee Gees as a Congo player and did a lot of stuff with them. So, yeah, I got cool. Barry's information. I tried to get an interview with him a long time ago, but I guess it wasn't a good time.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll send the information along if you don't already have it. Yeah.
We can send over our album digital or something.
I think you'd like it. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
So when's the next album coming out?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
You got some. 10 years. You got some music already written for the next one?
We have some that did not. That was skipped on the volume 2. So we have some material. Yeah.
Is this going to be called volume 3, the next one, or
nope?
No.
I think it's time to move on. I think it's
time to move on.
We've what do you say? We've not jinxed it, but it's
right.
It's like it took too long time, so it's what do you say? It's like bad.
Yeah.
It's a stink.
Yeah, it was it was like a ghost for us or something.
Yeah.
Well, can't wait till you guys start touring. I hope you come to America. I wish you all the best in the world. The album's great. Like I said, 5 stars.
Thank you.
The songs, the singing, everything is wonderful on the album. I love it. It's one of those albums I'm going to be listening to over and over and over again, and with a lot of sentimental value as well. You know, just looking at pictures and thinking about the family, and you know, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful album. Thank you guys for being on the show. I want to say very special thanks to Roy Evan of Royal Avenue Media for bringing you guys together today. Yeah. And you can purchase the album, Moon Safari, Himlabacken, Volume 2. And it's right now it's available for pre-order. I guess the best place to pre-order it is at burningshed.com.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of places in the US as well.
The bandwagonusa.com, another place. Yep.
Laser's Edge, I think. SYMPHONIC might have it.
Or they can go on your website, I guess.
Yeah.
www.moonsafari.se. And you guys are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bandcamp. You got the big show next year, the festival 2024. And I'm also listening all your albums, your discography, from A Doorway to Summer until now. So everybody can check you guys out. And the live albums are incredible. I'm gonna get the Gettysburg live album.
Yeah.
That's cool. That was a great idea. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being on the show today. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, and my best to your family as well.
Yeah, you too.
You.
And all the kids.
Yeah. And your grandkids.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.